So this is going to be a top water probably. I'm just going to hollow the tip out with my faithful knife. I've covered a bunch of these on my lathe. I'll make a video of my lathe next week probably. Here's kind of a prototype thing. I don't know how it's going to go yet. I might carve this down and make this the nose, or I could flip it around and make it a popper. This is just one I've carved out of a branch, an oak branch. I have an oak tree in my backyard, and I went and grabbed a branch and I carved it. Well, it's been sitting in my garage for 2 years probably. I just grabbed it and threw it on the lathe and carved it out. So this is going to be a bigger popper. See, I leave this spur bit in there, so I have something to grab on with my knife, carve out. It's a lot easier to grab onto something than just start it. I do take it off on this end though, but so that's gonna be a big one when I go up to Minnesota this year for northern and possibly a giant bass. That'd be cool. But you'll see a video of that, or videos of my Minnesota trip the last week in July. I'm going. You'll probably won't see them until the middle of August. I gotta edit them all and stuff. But here's one that went pretty well. It's got some cracks in it. You can't see that because my webcam's not that good, but I am probably just going to epoxy it. Well, I'm going to epoxy all of them, but epoxy finish this one extra well so that these cracks don't, see, there's one, expand. And here's a kind of a torpedo bait. That's some of my blood. I have them in a crate in my room, and I cut myself when I was walking through my room. I got a drop of blood on it, not realizing it. Didn't even realize I was bleeding. Here's another torpedo bait thing. It's got a holes on both sides. So I'm gonna take like a piece of wire and run it through, and maybe put spinner blades off of it. I don't know. Just kind of an experiment. Here's another one of those little top waters. So I seem to be doing pretty well with top waters. They're not a real hard shape to get. I mean, it's not that hard. Here's a popper made out of some pine. I don't know how pine's gonna hold up because it's kind of a softer wood, I guess you'd say. But this is one that I completely failed. I might be able to save it. It's just basically a stick now. Bottlenose. I always screw up the camera. See, right now I'm going to move this hand to the right and it'll go off camera. No, it'll go in the middle of the camera. Hope it'll go off camera. It's confusing. You probably didn't need to see that. You're probably super bored now. Okay, well, here's another popper. With the spur bit still in it. Well, the spur drove in. Oh, dropped that one. A popper. Forgot to leave the where the spur drive goes in. Forgot to leave that one, so it's gonna be a little bit harder. Not too much, but another bottleneck. And here's a crankbait that I failed horribly. So now I'm gonna have to just stick to top water, because evidently I can't do crankbaits. Subscribe.